Jamie Vardy has just announced he's leaving Leicester City after 13 incredible years, where he delivered a Premier League title no one expected, as well as scoring plenty of goals. And sadly, next he might be going to the Championship, Saudi League, or even retirement. But I'm not ready to say goodbye to this legend, so I am going to be restarting career and playing for the next 10 seasons. But there is a twist. At the start of every season, we will be spinning a wheel full of clubs, and wherever it lands on is where Jamie Vardy will be going. But let's see how many goals, assists, and trophies he can win if a wheel decided his entire career. But here we have a 61 overall, 23-year-old Jamie Vardy. I restarted his career all the way back when he started at Fleetwood Town, because that's when people started to realize who he was. And yeah, it's pretty safe to say that he is pretty bad. However, I did give him 86 potential, as it was his highest ever rated card at a base level. So hopefully with dynamic potential, that can go all the way up to a 99, but it can easily fluctuate all the way down to a 70, and that is bad. And straight away, looking at his competition, it seems like he is one of the higher rated strikers here at the club, so he should be getting a lot of game time. However, that is only if he stays here. We're spinning the wheel at the start of every season, even season 1, and the teams on the wheel will change every season depending how he's performing. So here we have a bunch of mid-table League 2 sides alongside Fleetwood. So let's go ahead and spin the wheel. Where is he gonna hope? I hope he does stay, because we are confirmed to play a lot of games, and yeah, he is staying at Fleetwood Town, but probably next season that Fleetwood Town circle will go down, and it seems like Jamie Vardy will be playing in a 2-striker formation. I hope he's the goal scoring option though, but there isn't much left to do this season. But give him a development plan. Like I said, he does have 86 potential, and I think I want to improve his finishing, so I'm gonna go for poacher because it has the most shooting aspects. But let's go ahead and sim this first season and see how he does. And as season number 1 is being simulated, other than just tracking his stats, there are actually 3 things I want Jamie Vardy to do in his career. First of all, I want him to get to 99. Getting a player to 99 is always incredible. The second goal I want Jamie Vardy to achieve is a Ballon d'Or. The highest he ever got was 8th place in 2016, and I'd love another Englishman to win it. And the final achievement I want him to reach is to actually bring it home and win the World Cup with England. And we have reached the end of the season, and Fleetwood just missed out on automatic promotion of League 2, finishing in the playoff spots. The question is, did they go ahead and win the playoffs first trophy? And no, they're not in the final. They lost in the semis to Notts County. And by any chance that they make a cup run, no FA Cup for them, no Carabao Cup. Now this one's a little bit more realistic. The Virtue Trophy, and no, where did they end up losing? The quarters. That's not too bad. No trophies for Jamie Vardy this season. And things are really not looking good, as Jamie Vardy is not in the top goal scorer list. One of his teammates is, and so is another one. So I'm really worried how much game time he got this season. But at least he grew in overall. He went up a +5 to a 66 overall. He now has 81 pace and 65 shooting. But how many goals did he score this season? You know what? It isn't too bad, but I wish it was better. 9 goals in 34 appearances. That is just disappointing. I hope next year, wherever he ends up, he can have a great season. And we've now arrived to season number 2. He is technically one of the highest rated players at the side, but I'm worried why he wasn't the first 2 options up front. But it's time to spin the wheel, and because he wasn't a starter, I made the Fleetwood Town circle a little bit smaller, and I've changed the teams to higher up and League 2 teams, as well as some of the teams that promoted last season. So maybe he could be playing League 1 football this season. But let's go ahead and spin this wheel. What is the wheel going to give us? And we are going to Colchester. No, we're going to Grimsby. I'm not sure if that was one of the teams that promoted last season. So Jamie Vardy is now joining Grimsby Town. Right now, we need to check if they're still playing in League 2 or they promoted last season to League 1. But regardless, Jamie Vardy has joined the black and white, and hopefully here he could be the best striker and get lots of game time, and more importantly, score lots of goals, because only 9 goals in 1 season, that is disappointing. And just to confirm, Grimsby Town are still in League 2, but at least we moved to a club where hopefully he'll get more game time. And yes, thankfully, he is actually the highest rated player at the club, let alone the best striker at a 66 overall. And to be honest, I think this season he already got 5-star weak foot, so we're going to advance forward instead of poacher, because it's still gonna work on his finishing. And this is the Grimsby team Jamie Vardy will be playing with, I hope, because last year they were competing for promotion. They could do the same here. Maybe Vardy could win his first trophy. And yes, at the end of the season, Jamie Vardy has promoted to League 1. Obviously, he is now required to stay here at Grimsby, but still, this is incredible. However, However, it sucks because he could have gotten his first trophy in the league title, but we move on. Did he win the FA Cup? No, he did not. Did he win the Carabao Cup by any chance? No, he did not as well. Now, the Virtue Trophy is the only one I could see him winning, and no, it goes to Bolton Wanderers. But Jamie Vardy just misses out on the Golden Boot. However, 27 goals is incredible compared to his 9 last season. But sadly, no player of the season for Jamie Vardy, but he was in the team of the season. By the end of this video, I will tell you guys how many times he was in the team of the season and how many times he won the Golden Boot and player of the season as well. And Jamie Vardy has grown a +4 now out of 70 overall, and I'm loving it because his shooting is now at a 74, meaning he should start scoring way more goals now. But Jamie Vardy in 49 appearances got 28 goals in all competitions, 1 more in any other competition. Still 0 assists though. That is very, very disappointing. I hope that next season he could get at least 1, man. But overall, great season for Jamie Vardy. We've now arrived to season number 3, and Jamie Vardy is now at a 71 overall. Let's spin the wheel. Let's see where he goes next. And because he was one of the best players in League 2, I've gone ahead and gone for Peterborough, the other team that also promoted to League 1. But I also went for mid-table teams in League 1 rather than relegation fighting sides because he was literally the 2nd best player in the league. But let's go ahead and spin the wheel. Please give me a new club. The chances are pretty even. I want to step up. Give me Reading or give me Wrexham. And we are going to get Reading. Oh my days. We almost got Peterborough. They were literally playing League 2 football last year. So Jamie Vardy is now joining Reading. Reading, I believe, used to be in the Premier League such a long time ago. But let's see how he does in his first season in League 1. I really hope we can get him straight to the championship, or at least perform so well that we can get him to a championship club and potentially a Premier League lower end side. That might not be too unrealistic depending on how many goals he scores, but I believe he's going to be a success here at Reading. And once again, at a new club, Jamie Vardy is technically the highest rated alongside 3 other players, so that means he will be the starting striker this season. And I think this season we're going to go back to the poacher development plan because he needs those shooting stats still to go up, including those volleys, and this is the only one that includes volleys. And this is the team that will be playing around Jamie Vardy in League 1 with Reading this season. I think this team could go on to the championship. And just a heads up, the first World Cup in 2026 was played, but obviously Jamie Vardy wasn't in the side as England got knocked out in the quarterfinals. They really need someone like Jamie Vardy at the next one. So we have reached the end of the season and Reading are in the playoff position. Jamie Vardy has the opportunity to get back-to-back promotions with 2 different clubs. The question is, did he win his first trophy? And yes, he has. He is going to the championship and gets his first trophy. But he could have gotten a second here. Did he win the FA Cup? No chance. Did he win the Carabao? No chance. But the Virtue Trophy, Portsmouth actually got to the final. Where did Reading lose? Oh, they lost in the round 3 to Portsmouth. They lost to the winners. They could have won it all. But once again, he just misses out on the Golden Boot. 26 goals in 32 appearances. Only 1 goal off the Golden Boot this time around. So close, man. And as West Brom win League 1, their player also wins Player of the Season. It is Josh Maja. Well, he misses out on the team of the season. I mean, I guess that's fair. There was a couple players that scored the same amount of goals as him. And he is now at a 75 overall. His shooting has finally overtaken his pace. I'm not gonna lie, we can go for higher end championship clubs and maybe even a relegation Premier League side with this rating. And of course, he was the top goal scorer at the club. 31 goals and 1 assist. He finally got an assist. But in 39 appearances, that is an incredible season from Jamie Vardy. If you guys have enjoyed this video so far, make sure to subscribe. We're on the road to 300k subscribers. So now in season 4, in the offseason, Jamie Vardy went up a +2, now at a 77. It's time to find out if he's leaving or he's staying. So of course, here in the reel, we do have Reading, but we also have the top 10 teams in the championship, as well as Burnley and Leicester with a smaller chance because they automatically promoted to the Premier League. I think this is realistic. I think Jamie Vardy is already that good. But let's find out, is Jamie Vardy staying or leaving? So one of these clubs also won the playoffs. I'm not sure which one. Wasn't able to check, but he is going to Norwich City. I'm curious if they're back in the Prem or they're still in the championship. And Jamie Vardy is now joining Norwich City after this transfer. We'll be finding out if he is playing in the Premier League or in the championship. But regardless, this is a huge step up from Reading. But I really do hope that Jamie Vardy could be a success for the Canaries. And it turns out that Norwich are in the championship. They did not win the playoffs last season. I'm not sure who it was, but Norwich finished in 5th place, I believe. It seems like Jamie Vardy has some pretty decent competition now at 26 in George Sargent, who is the same rating, as well as Ante Kernak, who is a little bit behind them. And as he is tied for the third highest rated in the side, to be honest, I back him. I think he can easily outscore Josh Sargent as long as he's given the opportunities. However, he was given the number 19 rather than the number 9. But now for development plan, his finishing and shooting is already looking pretty good. So let's go ahead and invest some more things into his strength and his jumping and his heading accuracy, because it isn't too good. And this is the squad Jamie Vardy will be playing with. The attack is looking very solid, which kind of worries me that they might take away goals from him, but the defense is not looking too good. So I really do hope that Jamie Vardy just performs. I'm not sure if he's able to take this Norwich side to the Premier League. All right, we've reached the end of the season, and as you can see, we cannot go into the standings. I'm clicking A. This game broke on me for this season, but I can confirm we finished in 6th place, meaning we were in the playoffs. But the question is, did we go ahead and win the final? Where is the calendar? Are we going? Is he taking Norwich to the Premier League? And no, they beat Southampton in the 2-legged semis, but they lost to Sheffield. Dang, man, we're so close. Again, Jamie Vardy just misses out on the golden boot. Beat out his teammate, though. 27 goals from Jamie Vardy alongside Marcelinho Nunez. And sadly, Jamie Vardy is not in the team of the season, but he at least is improving. And it seems like the assistant manager trusted Jamie Vardy, as he's got a lot of game time because he is now at an 81 overall. And then in all competitions, 34 goals in 50 appearances is not too bad. It sucks. He could have won his second trophy, but now at an 81, that is incredible. And now in season number 5, Jamie Vardy has already gone up a +1 in the offseason at an 82. Let's see what the wheel gives him. So I think at this point we can agree that Jamie Vardy is a Premier League player, especially because of his rating. So here are a bunch of mid-table Premier League sides, plus obviously the small chance of staying at Norwich, but I'm sure there's a lot of teams that want his signature. But it's time to spin the wheel. I'm honestly hoping for a London club. They tend to have more money and maybe have better players, and it looks like we're going to Fulham. I really wanted to go to Crystal Palace, but we're going to Fulham instead. And Jamie Vardy is now joining Fulham. He is ready for his first Premier League season of his career so far. Of course, now that we're in the Premier League, the next wheel will have more European sides. It just isn't realistic for anybody playing in the lower English divisions to move to Germany and Spain. But now that he's in the Prem, he has that reach. So we'll definitely have some more variety in the clubs next season. But let's see if he can be a success here at Fulham. And he has now arrived to Fulham, and he has some more competition here in Castellanos and Rodrigo Muniz. Let's see if this time around he is a starter like at Norwich. And Jamie Vardy is actually tied for the second highest rated player, as Coop Miners is the highest rated one. In terms of development plan, let's go ahead and see what we give him this time around. I mean, his finishing is at a 99, so I don't think we should even go for something like Poacher. Maybe a false 9, improve his passing. Maybe that's why he literally only has one career assist, I believe. All right, and this is the team Jamie Vardy's playing around, and guess what I just noticed? He is out on international duty. No, it's not the World Cup. If it was the World Cup, I would have taken charge, but it is the Euros. Let's see how he did. And it seems like England lost the Euros final. By the way, the only reason I did not take over is because I know he isn't the highest rated one, so he'd be in the reserves anyways. They reached the final. Let's see if he got any game time. I'm sure he only got like 1 appearance. Yeah, this is exactly why I didn't take over. 1 appearance, but he did get 1 goal, so that is added to the tally. Definitely by the World Cup, I think it's in 2 seasons time. This one and then the next one, we will definitely take over England and simulate manually. At the end of Vardy's first season at Fulham, they finished in 11th place, only a couple points behind 9th and 8th. He almost got European football, you know. But by any chance, did he win any other trophy? Carabao Cup, FA Cup was given to United, and the Carabao Cup was given to Arsenal. And sadly, he was not in the top 5 of goal scorers. Where was he? Was he anywhere in the top 25? 15 goals in 28 appearances. That's not a bad first season in the Premier League. But he has got up a +2 only. I wish it would have been a +3 to an 85. But you know what? I think he's out already. Yes, I know he's only been here at 1 season, but I think he's outgrown this Fulham side. I think it might be best for him to leave and maybe even leave England for just a little bit. But sadly, he was not the top goal scorer of the club. It was Coop Miners, but 34 appearances, 16 goals. Damn, still not an assist. He still has that 1 assist. But Jamie Vardy is getting better and better, and he'll surely be in that World Cup squad. But the question is, can he get to a 99 overall? Can he win the World Cup? And can he win a Ballon d'Or? I think it was pretty self-explanatory that he was not in the team of the season, or of course won the player of the season. And we are now in season number 6, and Jamie Vardy once again an 85 overall, about to reach his potential, unless obviously Dynamic Potential helped him out. At the end of this season, there is a World Cup, so we want him to have a huge season, and that's why the wheel has a bunch of teams. So in this wheel, we of course have Fulham. There's a chance that he stays, but we do have teams that finish in 5th to 4th place in every other league. plus Ajax and the Eredivisie. So he has European football no matter what, unless he stays here at Fulham, because all of these teams finish around 5th to 6th place. But who knows? There might be a Champions League side in here as well. Let's see what club he is going to. I hope he goes foreign, and he is going to Ajax. That is actually the only team I didn't want him to go to, but at least he will win trophies there. And so Jamie Vardy packs his bags as he's going to the Netherlands, as he is joining Ajax, the most successful team in the Eredivisie history. Oh, and Jamie Vardy is easily the highest rated player in this team by 3 overalls, as he is an 85. Oh, and there's literally no competition for him. He's definitely gonna win the Golden Boot this season. And this is the side Jamie Vardy will be playing with in Ajax, and I'm hoping as well in the Champions League. I hope they have UCL football, at least any European football. But in terms of development plan, at this point, whatever is gonna get him to the next rating, what is he missing, man? I'm gonna be honest, I'm only gonna go for advanced forward because his stamina is a 57, and as well his sprint speed is very low, so I hope that could get him to the next overall rating. But let's see how he does in his first year in the Eredivisie. And yes, finally, it's been years, but Jamie Vardy has won another trophy as he wins the league title with Ajax. But did he win the cup in the Netherlands? And no, they got knocked out super early. Oh my god, I don't even know where they would have got knocked out in. Were they in the Champions League? They're obviously not in the Champions League final, but did they even qualify? Did Ajax, were they in the Champions League? And it doesn't seem like they were. What about the Europa League? Were they, okay, they now reached the Europa League final. They finished in 5th place, and they ended up losing to Arsenal in the run of 16. It makes sense, but at least Jamie Vardy has some European football in his bag now. And Jamie Vardy wins his first Golden Boot as well, getting 34 goals and 34 appearances. That is basically, that is a goal every single game. But I'm curious, did he get any goals in the Europa League? Was he anywhere near the top goal scorers? Okay, it doesn't seem like it. Was he anywhere here? Did he at least get like 5 goals? He did get 5 goals. You know what? That is a good return. And there he is, Jamie Vardy with his first ever league title, and he got robbed the player of the season. How do you get a goal game and not win the player of the season? As he is, of course, in the team of the season. And Jamie Vardy has grown to an 88 overall. He might be the starter for England at the World Cup this summer. He might be higher rated than Harry Kane at this point. And let's see how many goals he got in total. And that is 39 goals and 3 assists. Finally, more than 1 assist. He finally has 4 assists in total now, by the way. But 44 appearances, 39 goals is incredible. And there is some good news. Jamie Vardy is officially the highest rated striker here in the national side. It seems like he's going to be in the starting 11. And this is what the squad is looking like. Jamie Vardy, Cole Palmer, Bukayo Saka, Declan Rice, the best player in the world probably, Jude Bellingham as captain. I think Jamie Vardy has a huge chance of winning the World Cup. And this is what the group is looking like for Jamie Vardy. Denmark, Ghana, and Finland. It should be easily going to the knockout stages. But you know what? Let's go ahead and have a little simulation section here. First game of the World Cup. Jamie Vardy is making his debut at the biggest stage, and they win 2-0. Does he get a goal? No, he doesn't. We'll be waiting for his first ever goal in a World Cup. And now it's time for the second game. A couple suspensions, but Jamie Vardy, come on, get your first goal in the World Cup, and it's a 4-0 victory. Mainu, Jude Bellingham, Mainu, and Nwaneri. Damn, Jamie Vardy hasn't scored yet. Okay, England have already qualified to the next round, but Jamie Vardy is yet to score a goal in the World Cup. Please, let it be against Denmark. 4-1 victory. Palmer, Bellingham, Saka, and Palmer. Jamie Vardy just won't score, man. This is not good. And in the round of 16, they have Ireland. This has to be an easy game to go to the quarterfinals. Come on, Jamie Vardy. Get your first goal at the World Cup. It's a 3-0 victory. Declan Rice, Liam Delap, and Cole Palmer. Vardy has 0 goals in 4 appearances, man. Come on. And in the quarterfinals, they do have the Netherlands. They could easily get knocked out here. Jamie Vardy, this is your maybe your last opportunity of scoring at the World Cup. If not, you're gonna have to wait 4 years into the future, and it's going to be a 2-1 loss. Liam Delap scores. Jamie Vardy did not score a single World Cup goal. That is not good. But now in Season 7, Jamie Vardy is now at an 88 at 29 years old. Back off a terrible World Cup run. It's time to see where the wheel wants him to go. Alright, these are the teams that are on the wheel. I basically chose top 4 clubs in the top 5 leagues that did not win the league title, just so there is a little bit of a challenge. Jamie Vardy is probably like top 5 strikers in the world right now, but there's still a small chance that he stays at Ajax. I really hope he doesn't, but it's time to spin the wheel. All of these teams have Champions League football. Where is Jamie Vardy gonna go? I would love if he went back to the Premier League, but he is going to Atletico de Madrid and La Liga. They finished in 3rd last year. Can Jamie Vardy help Atletico destroy Real Madrid and Barca's dominance? And Jamie Vardy has packed his bags and landed in Madrid, but sadly it is Atletico, not Real Madrid. but I think he could be very, very, very good here. If this squad is still incredible, he actually has a huge chance of winning the Champions League. And remember, this is gonna be his first season in UCL football, so you never know. This could lead to a Champions League win, which could lead to a Ballon d'Or win in only season number 7. But can Jamie Vardy become as successful as David Villa, Luis Suarez, and Antoine Griezmann were here at this club? And Jamie Vardy has arrived at Atletico wearing the number 11. It seems like he has some competition. However, I believe Atletico use a 2-striker formation, so I think he's gonna be fine. And boys, this team is absolutely incredible. He's like the 4th best player in this lineup. A center back at 91 overall at 20 years old is insane. Got Diego Costa, we got Riquelme at 88, Lennon Miller 83, Luis Guilherme 86. But there seems like there's a bunch of youth academy / region players. He might win the league title and he might win the Champions League as well. In terms of development plan, he is already one of the world's best, but it seems like he can still grow. We're gonna go for advanced forward because it takes the least amount of weeks to grow to the next overall. But this might be the year Jamie Vardy wins multiple trophies and maybe even the Champions League. Let's see how he does. The season has come to an end and he has won the La Liga title by 8 points and also 18 points above Barcelona. He is the reason why Atletico won the title, surely. But that is one trophy. Did he win any other? Copa del Rey, he's won the domestic double. That is incredible. 2 trophies. And the Club World Cup, no, he was not in the competition. What about the Champions League? He's not in the final. Where did they get knocked out? Were they not in the Champions League? And how were they not in the Champions League? They sat in 3rd place. They were a 3rd place team in La Liga when I checked before I put them to the wheel. What happened, man? Please tell me they're at least in the Europa League. Yeah, they were, but they won the treble. But this could have been the Champions League. 5-1. They should have not been in the Europa League. He got a treble, though. That's impressive. And he wins another Golden Boot. 32 goals and 33 appearances. His goal record is ridiculous. What about the Europa League? How did he do there? And that's another Golden Boot. It still counts as one, but 18 goals and 12 appearances. That's ridiculous, man. That has to be the best record in the Europa League history. And Atletico win the league title. How? I mean, his teammate got the player of the season. How does Jamie Vardy keep getting robbed for player of the seasons and no team of the season either? What is going on? He's getting robbed out here. But he now sits at a 91 overall. He might win the Ballon d'Or this year. That'd be insane. 52 goals and 5 assists in 50 appearances. It's absolutely ridiculous numbers. If he doesn't win the Ballon d'Or, I'd be surprised. And it seems like Jamie Vardy was nominated for the Ballon d'Or, but the question is, did he go ahead and win it? As we're scrolling up, please, Jamie Vardy, at least win that. I don't think there's ever been a player to win the Ballon d'Or after winning the Europa League, but did he go ahead and do it? Where is it? Where is it? Yes, he has. He's won the 2031 Ballon d'Or. We've at least completed that. And now I have 2 goals that I wanted to complete, which is the 99 and the World Cup win. At least we finally get some good news. And at 30 years old, Jamie Vardy is the best player in the world at a 91 overall. But there's still some clubs he can go to. And here is the wheel. And other teams we have won their league in their respective division, other than Barcelona, Real Madrid, who have a smaller chance, but they are the best team in the world. They're always going to be an option. And Atletico do have a bigger, smaller chance of getting selected as well. Lechi's gonna go to. I would not mind staying at Atletico. He won the Ballon d'Or here and won a treble basically. And he is going to PSG. I just hope this is the right move because he could have won the UCL here at Atletico. So Jamie Vardy is going from Madrid to Paris as he joins PSG. I know he's gonna win the league title here, the domestic trophy. But I'm worried about the UCL. He has to be playing Champions League football. PSG won the league title last year. There is no way, like, that glitch that happened with Atletico is pretty crazy. But surely he will play UCL football for the very first time in his career and hopefully win it. And Jamie Vardy is now in Paris winning the number 10. And this is the best team in the world, let me tell you. They have Victor Osimhen, Alexander Isak, and also Erling Haaland. Oh my days, boys. There's a lot of talent here. And this team is absolutely incredible. Thankfully, they are playing a 4-4-2. Vardy will play next to Haaland. The Champions League has to be his. There's no way he doesn't win it this season. And we've reached the end of the season. And Jamie Vardy gets another trophy to his name. Undefeated with PSG. That was always going to happen. Trophy of the Champions. That's the second trophy for Jamie Vardy. Coupe de France. They actually lost in the round of 16. That is very early. But the question is, in the Champions League final, oh my days, he's playing against his old team, Atletico. But sadly, he did not win the Golden Boot as his teammate Erling Haaland did by 4 goals. And in the Champions League, how many goals has he scored? He's not in the top 5 again. Haaland has 10 goals. Did he get anything in the top 25? Yeah, 6 goals. You know what? That's not too bad. But it's time for the UCL final. The question is he going to be able to win his first ever Champions League in his first ever season against his old team? And it's going to be a 4-3 victory. What a game. 2 from Haaland and 2 from Camavinga gets them the win. And the player of the season does go to Erling Haaland. And Jamie Vardy is left out of the team of the season again. Man, this guy keeps getting robbed. But there it is. He gets the UCL alongside Haaland. And Jamie Vardy does maintain his overall of a 91. To be honest, I don't think he's going up anymore. But it's another great season. 37 goals and 2 assists. Only 4 or 5 goals behind Erling Haaland. It's another successful season. But you know what? 247 goals is incredible for Vardy so far. But it is now time for the Euros. And England do have a tough group. Did Jamie Vardy make the squad though? I'm pretty sure he did. And of course, Jamie Vardy is still the starter for England. But it's time for the first game. Last time he was in the Euros, he only made 1 appearance and scored 1 goal. He did not score in the World Cup, so I hope he has a good tournament this time around. And no goal to begin with. And against Poland, it was a 2-0 victory. Palmer and Waneri. No Vardy goal again, man. Is he gonna ghost in another tournament? And last, they do have Spain in the group stages. They've already qualified. I'm pretty confident in that with 2 victories. The question is Vardy finally gonna get a goal? And Phillips and Archie Gray. Wow, Jamie Vardy has gone like 6 years without a goal for the national team. In the quarterfinals of the Euros, they do have the Netherlands, who knocked them out in the quarterfinals of the World Cup. A couple injuries to Palmer and Lewis Hall. Hopefully they can get to the next round. And yes, they do. 3-1. Bellingham, Saka, and Saka. No, Vardy goes still. This is ridiculous, man. But in the semis, they have Italy, a rematch of the finals so many years ago. Another suspension to Archie Gray. We're missing a lot of our starting 11. Is Vardy going to the final? 3-1 victory. Cairns. Vardy scored a double. Finally, he scores after 6 years. 2 goals in the Euros. And in the Euros final, they do have Portugal. Everybody's back but Lewis Hall. Jamie Vardy, you scored 2 goals in your last game. This has to be the kickstart of your England career at 31 years old. But come on, score some goals, win this game. It's a 4-3 victory. Vardy. Did he get a 4th? Vardy got 4 goals in the final. Yes, finally 6 goals in the Euros. Let's go. And England, our Euros winner, they brought something home, but the World Cup is in 2 seasons, and hopefully we win that. As Jamie Vardy is in the team of the tournament. And as Jamie Vardy sits at a 91 overall, there's a huge chance that he stays here in Paris for his last 2 seasons. Okay, it's time to spin the wheel. There's a huge chance he stays in Paris, but there's a chance he goes to any of the league winners, as everybody won the league again. And he's going to stay at PSG. And yes, he is. The wheel decided that he's staying at PSG another season. But let's just go ahead and see if he can win the Champions League again. And we have reached the end of the season. And once again, we cannot see how everything went. So we're going to have to check through another tab. And it seems like we reached the UEFA Super Cup final, but lost. Got knocked out in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. But we won the Trophy of the Champions, the League One, and the International Cup. That's a preseason tournament. Nobody cares. But we also lost in the Coupe de France final, apparently. So 2 trophies for Vardy this season. And no golden boot once again for Jamie Vardy. Maybe we need to leave PSG as he gets 14 and 25. He's scoring goals, but at another club, he'd be scoring way more if he was the main guy. And once again, no player of the season and no team of the season for Jamie Vardy. Let's hope that the wheel gets us out of here for the last season, because we have a World Cup to play at the very end, and we need to make sure Jamie Vardy is in his best form. He wasn't even the second highest goal scorer. He got 17 goals and 3 assists. Isaac got 1 more goal than him, and Erling Haaland is just destroying in Ligue 1 and the Champions League. And now at 32 years old, still at a 91. This is going to be his last ever season because he has a World Cup to win, hopefully. But let's see where he should go. And I'm going to be honest, who doesn't want to see Jamie Vardy in one of the 2 best teams of all time? So we have 2 teams on the wheel. Real Madrid and FC Barcelona. The question is, where is he gonna go? And he is going to go to FC Barcelona. Hopefully Lamine Yamal is still there. And for one final time, Jamie Vardy is leaving a club and joining a new one, and this club just happens to be FC Barcelona, probably the second greatest team of all time behind Real Madrid. He's been in La Liga before. He won a treble here in La Liga, but it was with Atletico Madrid. Can he do it with Barcelona? But all I care about, to be honest, he's had a successful career as of yet. And this is the final lineup Jamie Vardy will be playing with in his club career. Let's see how he does. Let's see if he can add any more trophies. But I'm looking forward to that World Cup. And we have reached the end of the season, and Jamie Vardy has won another league title. Only 3 losses by like 40 points. But that is 1 trophy. Did he win any more? Supercopa de España, a 2nd trophy, 3-1 on the final. Copa del Rey, a treble, a domestic treble again. Jamie Vardy has achieved FIFA Club World Cup, that went to PSG. It could have been his if he stayed. UEFA Super Cup, Barcelona did not take part. What about the Champions League? Did he go ahead and win 4 trophies in one season again? And yes, he has done it. Another treble for Vardy. And he misses out on the Golden Boot again by 2 goals with 20 goals and 38 appearances. Not too bad. And the player of the season goes to Lamine Yamal. Jamie Vardy, this was probably the closest he's ever gotten. And in the team of the season, he was there as well alongside Lamine. But Jamie Vardy ends his club career with 38 goals and 5 assists in 68 appearances. 91 overall, 33 years old. It's time for the World Cup. And this is the final team for the final World Cup of Jamie Vardy's career. Can he go ahead and win it? And remember, he has 0 World Cup goals up to this point. And this is the World Cup group. It should be relatively easy. And up first, they do have Hungary. England versus Hungary in the first group game, and it's going to end 4-1. Vardy gets 2. Yes, he got a hat trick, but yes, finally, he scores at the World Cup. This might be a generational tournament for Vardy. And up next, he does have New Zealand off of a hat trick against Hungary. Is this going to be another good game for Vardy? 3-0. Vardy doesn't get a single goal today, though. And as England have already qualified, it's time for Sweden. Let's see if Sweden can stop England, and it's a 5-2 victory. Bellingham, Drew, Cairns, Palmer, and Cairns. No Jamie Vardy goal since the first game. In the round of 16, they do have Sweden. I don't think that's ever happened. 2 teams meeting in the round of 16 immediately. Oh well, let's go ahead and simulate this game. Are they going to the quarters? And it's a 3-1 victory. No goal for Vardy again. And in the quarterfinals, they do have Ukraine. It should be an easier tie. Everybody's fit from the starting 11. What is it going to be? And it's a 2-1 victory. No goal from Jamie Vardy. Hasn't scored since game 1. And in the semifinals, they have a lot of history with the Netherlands. Specifically in this video, can Jamie Vardy win one more game to get to the World Cup final? And it's a 3-2 win. Karen, Skelly, and Gray, they've gotten their payback and now are in a World Cup final. And in the World Cup final, they are facing Spain. But before we get into the World Cup final, here are Jamie Vardy's stats. Jamie Vardy at a 91 overall, scored 311 goals, only got 19 assists, which is ridiculous. Won 15 trophies, 16 if he goes ahead and wins the World Cup final, and 467 appearances, 3 team of the season inclusions, 2 Golden Boot wins, 0 player of the seasons, and of course, the one and only Ballon d'Or. But it's time to find out, is Jamie Vardy gonna go ahead and win this World Cup final? A strong Spain team, a strong English team. We're gonna go ahead and sim, and it's a 1-0 victory. Goal scored from Garnier. Not even Vardy could do that, but he has done the World Cup. And there it is, the World Cup with Jude Bellingham. 16 trophies for Jamie Vardy as he wins the World Cup. Completed 2 out of the 3 challenges. Question is Jamie Vardy more successful in this video or in real life? And if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to click on the screen to find out how I restarted Zlatan's career.